Before attaining Buddhahood, be sure to foster good karmic affinity with people. As practitioners, we ought to help others the best we can, be patient and not calculating, joyfully foster good affinity with all beings, even with an evil person or an animal. Analects of Master GuangQin 6th part. If, unfortunately, we sense that people don't really like us or feel unpleasant seeing us, it is because we did not foster good affinity with them in previous lives. Therefore, be sure to foster good relations with everyone so that we may later enjoy blessed rewards and favorable affinities. By then, we will have the good karmic conditions necessary to deliver other sentient beings.
How magnanimous and merciful Maitreya Buddha and cloth bag monk are! If we cannot emulate them, that is to say, we would take no losses, not tolerate any criticism, then we have not attained any level in our practice.
If a practitioner does not practice diligently, does not work for the benefit of others, does not accumulate virtues, does not keep his precepts, practice meditation, or foster the growth of wisdom, then the dragon kings and evasive guarding the Dharma will not watch over him. He will then be under the full sway of his karmic obstructions and all sorts of problem will arise. On the other hand, if he keeps himself well and practices attentively, all devas will come to his protection. With the mind pure and free, he will then be able to practice without distraction.
What does it mean when we say that someone looks solemn and sublime? When one does not act upon ignorance and delusion, when one constantly purifies one's body and mind, he or she will acquire a natural solemn and sublime manner. When one enacts the ideas of kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy and equanimity, when one conducts him/herself in good manners, he or she will look solemn and sublime.
We practitioners should dedicate ourselves to attain Buddhahood and deliver all sentient beings. However, we must work on our own salvation first so that we may acquire the ability to deliver others. The first step is to forego our desire to eat, dress, and live lavishly, and to forsake our secular affections, attachments, and our incessant pursuit of wealth and fame. Only when our minds and bodies become pure and free of hindrance can we begin to talk about preaching Buddha Dharma for the benefit of all sentient beings. Otherwise, with our own minds enslaved by secular attachments, how can we help to free others from such bondage?
As practitioners, we ought to relinquish all cravings for good food, nice clothing, comfortable housing, wealth and fame, etc. In other words, we can begin our practice by curbing desires stimulated by what we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and think, thereby shake off the fetters of sensual passions. This is how the strength of our practice may grow. Therefore, we monastic practitioners ought to content ourselves with a simple life and really devote ourselves to practice. Only by so doing can we hope to win the confidence and respect of all beings and become genuine masters who, while liberating ourselves, can guide them out of their sufferings.
We ought to recognize that only through endurance can we transcend hardships, and only through forbearance can we gain blessed rewards. The amount of karmic obstructions we can reduce is proportional to the hardships we endure and the efforts we put into practice. Similarly, merits can only be earned through diligent practice, not external pursuits.
Do understand that sitting meditation does not mean sitting there idly, doing nothing. Most important of all, do not cling to the ideas that I am meditating, I am reciting the name of the Buddha, or I am practicing Zen. Otherwise, we will be practicing with the omnipresence of the sense of self. If we continue to dwell on the idea that I am doing this and that, we are still clinging to erroneous and elusive thoughts and can never be genuinely free. In this way, even if we meditate for thousands of years, the effect will be the same as cooking rocks or steaming sands, all useless in terms of getting ourselves to transcend the cycle of birth and death. Forsake all forms, attach our mind to nothing, and think not of what we are doing. Also, conduct our daily activities, be it moving, staying, sitting, or sleeping, without clinging to any idea of purity, or dwell on any dharma. Only by steering clear of all discrimination and differentiation can we transcend the three realms and break out of the prison of samsara.
Association du vrai cœur.